Ultimately, there are only 4 stats that matter on your e-commerce site. How many new customers you can get, their average order value, how often they come back for additional orders, and how much it costs you to make all of that crap happen. Every other stat trickles down to affect one of these 4. It's not that complicated. This isn't rocket science or brain surgery. It's not rocket surgery. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can increase your average order value. Pull yourself up a chair and let's talk about it. My name is TJ Gamble, and I am an e-commerceaholic. I'm also the founder and CEO of Jamerson, an agency that's dedicated to helping you get more from your e-commerce store. If you're new around here and you're trying to get your e-commerce master's degree from the School of Hard Knocks, then consider hitting that subscribe button because class is in session. Today's lecture is about increasing average order value. Now let's start with some definitions to make sure we're all on the same page. E-commerce, slam full of acronyms. So many that it's hard for me to keep up sometimes, so I understand if it's overwhelming for some of you. If you come across the term AOV, well, that means average order value, and it's pretty much what it sounds like, the average order total over some period of time. A lot of merchants obsess over how to get more customers, but I'm always surprised at how little effort folks spend maximizing their AOV. Now that's good for me, because it's usually low-hanging fruit that can provide some quick results, so I end up looking like a hero for very little effort. So, how do you squeeze every dollar out of your customers? Let's dive in. The first thing to try to increase your average order value is to offer discounts for purchasing multiple items that are the same or similar. Hey, you're already buying one. Perhaps you need more of them. Let me incentivize that. This isn't the same as wholesale tiered pricing. It could be buy one or two and get half off, or any creative way of incentivizing customers to purchase more of this item. This works extremely well for consumables, but can be effective for anything where people may want more than one. For example, imagine you sell fancy organic lip balm for $2.99, and most people just buy one. Try adding some other options to the product page, 3 for $7.99 or 8 for $19.99, and watch those AOVs soar. I've also seen this be extremely successful for products like t-shirts. If you're selling 1 for $15, then perhaps trying 3 for $36 or 5 for $50. On specialty stores that focus on a small set of products, I've actually seen this strategy double the average order value. And a bonus tip here. If presented with 3 options, most people take the middle one. It's called the center stage effect. Take advantage of this by offering a small discount for your middle option and then a large discount for those big spenders. And that way, you make more profit per item on the most common choice, but you also have that higher tier option for those that want it. The second tip for maximizing your AOV is to recommend upsells or cross-sales for the other items in the order. As with all of these tips, there are a lot of ways to present these options to your customers, and that's really where the art of marketing comes in. Of course, we'll explore a lot of these options in future videos. For now, because it's dependent upon the platform and the tools you have, we're going to keep the implementation details out of it so this doesn't turn into an overly long video. Upsells are where you try to get the customer to upgrade to a more expensive model or get them to buy high profit margin services like an extended warranty. In a cross-sale, you want to introduce them to complementary products to those they're already buying. Often, the platform or tools you're running will give you a limited set of ways of accomplishing these tasks. For example, depending on your setup, you can do upsells as a dialog on the product page once the Add to Cart button is pressed. It could be on the cart page itself or during checkout or even post-purchase. You have a lot of options, and which one is right is dependent upon your products and customers. A common mistake that a lot of people make is to have their cross-sale set up to show similar products. Now, that's not always a great strategy because the last thing you want to be doing is to talk your customers out of the products they've already chosen. And unless it's likely that they would want a similar product in addition to the product currently in their cart, I'd avoid this mistake by making sure to feature complementary products. For example, if I'm buying a camera, I might want a lens, extra batteries, or a bag, but I probably don't want a different camera. However, that's not the case for everyone. If you're in an industry like fashion, you might want to be recommending similar products because a person who buys a particular garment might want a similar garment as well. Just make sure to think it through and tweak your settings so that your customers are more likely to see add-on products that they want to buy instead of alternatives to something they've already picked. Tip 3 for maximizing AOV is to make your shipping free, or at least free at certain thresholds. Now, I strongly recommend you offer free shipping on everything if your margins allow it to get that conversion rate boost. But if you can't, perhaps you can use it to your advantage to incentivize a slightly larger cart size. The idea is to encourage people to add a little more to their cart to get that free shipping. Now, you don't want it to be such a ridiculously high number that it's not worth the effort. Use your current average order value to figure out what this free shipping threshold should be. Test to see what works best for you. If you have the technology and the traffic, split test it against different visitors. If your setup is more basic, typically we recommend starting that threshold at about 20% higher than your current AOV and testing the effectiveness. If it doesn't help, go down some. If it works really well, then perhaps taking it even higher to see if you can get even better results. You don't want to be changing your free shipping threshold willy-nilly all the time, because that's just going to frustrate folks. But run it as a special for a while to dial it in until you get it right, and then go all in on it. Be sure to properly market this feature so users are aware of it and make it easy to meet this threshold. Ideally, on the cart page, you'd have messaging that says something like, "You're only $10 away from free shipping," and then maybe recommend some complimentary items to get them over that threshold. Now, this also works with free bonus items at certain price points. Some companies like Sephora have coupon codes for free samples or other promotions that only work if you've spent over a certain amount. But it's all about just trying to dangle a carrot to get them to buy just a little bit more. Tip 4 for killer average order values is to create product bundles. Now, this is similar but slightly different than the multi-item discount. A bundle includes multiple items that are related. For example, create an item that includes the camera I'm buying along with the lens, batteries, and other accessories. And by purchasing them all at once, I can save considerably, and your store benefits by getting all of the purchases instead of me buying them from a few different places. You could do this on any e-commerce platform pretty simply by treating it like a new item and just adding it as a single product. But if you have the capabilities, you can automatically apply the discount when the customer adds all the requisite individual items to their cart, but that can be a little cumbersome depending on your products and the implementation. Bundles can also come in different sizes to take advantage of the center stage effect again if you want to get a little crazy with it. Tip 5 is to build and leverage a loyalty program. Now, loyalty programs are usually intended to help promote repeat sales, thus the name loyalty program. But they can be useful for average order values as well. Try offering bonus points for orders over a certain threshold. Again, determine that amount by placing it just above your average order value and playing around with it to dial it in for maximum effect. If bonus points don't seem to be a motivator, perhaps try a cashback component. Purchase over X dollars in a single order, and we'll send you Y dollars cashback bonus that you can use on anything. Now, it's just a coupon. We're not actually going to be sending these people cash, but cashback gets their attention, and although it's a little bit spammy, experiment with stuff like that if you want to walk that edge. If not, then call it something that makes sense to your audience. Remember that you must promote these options for them to have any impact at all. Display loyalty status on the cart or checkout page along with however many points or dollars or whatever they need to get to that next status. Make sure to talk about the benefits of the next tier. Do they get free shipping on everything, or a 10% discount, or faster delivery when they reach a higher loyalty status? If you don't talk about it, then how are they supposed to know? They won't, and then you'll claim it didn't work and just go back to doing nothing. Tip number 6 for increasing average order value is to not have a shitty website. Call me Captain Obvious, but if it's easier to find what people want, and you've thought out when and how to display information that's useful to them, then they're more likely to spend time shopping for multiple items. Poor design, bad categorizations, difficult checkout processes, or slow page loads all discourage people from shopping. They may, depending on how motivated they are, push through to order the thing that they need, but they're very unlikely to order more than that if the experience wasn't pleasant. This is going to have an impact on conversion rates in general, so make sure your site isn't garbage. Again, we'll be going into this in more depth in future videos, so be on the lookout for those. But what do I know? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do not let my opinion be the only one that's heard, especially if you've got a great tip for increasing average order value. If you enjoyed these videos, then consider subscribing, hitting that notification bell, and liking this video to trigger that algorithm. Here's some videos that you'll probably enjoy. Go ahead and click on one of those because we're all done over here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.